Stop it. What is up on a Tuesday night? Yeah, unfortunately, for this issue of Tracks of the Damned tonight, you have just me. So, yeah, Brother Hoofbeast, unfortunately, is feeling under the weather, but I can definitely hold it down. This devil has been around the block or two. So this is the time where we're going to be discussing some of the best metal releases ever to be in September. 50 fucking years. So I hope everybody out there has brought some of their own favorite releases for the month of September. And I definitely invite you to share those with me. So before we get into all this business, I do believe that this is Tuesday, which means it's Unholy Testicle Tuesday. We are blood horse, screams war, unrest, green light, pulsates, gestates, raise the Fahrenheit, blood-stained camp. And people didn't like Kerry King's new record. I guess I'll just never understand that. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Again, Brother Hoofbeast is under the weather. We wish him well, and I'm going to do my thing. But before we get into some of the greatest metal releases of the last 50 years, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check that shit out. That's right. You guys know what to do anytime Villain Arts Tattoo Conventions comes to your city, your state, your town. Get y'all's asses over there and get a high quality tattoo from some of the best artists in the world. Not to mention the performance artists like Reggie Bugmuncher. Ooh, that was a mouthful. Say that 20 times. I dare you. And so many other cool performers. Like the original Freak Show himself, and so many other awesome sideshow performers. And unfortunately, the Big Bad Devil Daddy himself will not be at any of the shows for the rest of the year because they do take off December, but you will be able to catch me at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest in October. I have some more filming to do as well. And then, of course, we have Scarefest Weekend, Kentucky. Get ready, demons. And then, of course, we have the Memphis Monster Con in November with my unholy three brothers. And that's going to be fantastic. So, all right. So it's been quite a restful couple of days after I have completed 4 films in 4 weeks. It's insane. I'm a wild man. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. Well, we all go a little crazy sometimes. Some of the best. Now, there are so many metal releases that have come out in the month of September over the last 50 years. That's huge, man. I mean, we say it every time. Excuse me. We say it every time. It's like, man, we're trying to cover that much ground. First of all, before I get more into my diatribe here of metal, welcome Babylon Sun, Kyler. Reese, how's it going, brother? Doing the best I can with what I got. You know, what's up, Mouse Bong in the house? Aaron, what's going on, brother? Yes, we're still buzzing from this weekend. Killer Cox, just when you thought it was safe to go back to the coop, filming this weekend was epic as fuck. And I was so glad that my brother Aaron was with me on that venture, and so many good actors, people. We were just one big happy dysfunctional family. Love it. All right. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Cody, Rebecca as well. I see that you guys are having a little bit of internet trouble over there in Tennessee. Somebody needs to get that shit under control down there. Fuck. Well, do the best you can. Like I said, don't forget, please, if you've got some picks for me as far as some of the best metal releases in September, don't be afraid to share that in the attic section, and make sure we're sharing this out anywhere and everywhere to a metal lover that you know. Wake them up, slap them around, give them a beer. I don't give a fuck. Wake them up. Let's get them going. Lizzie, it was a pleasure meeting you as well. All right. Where do I begin? So many iconic records. Now, I'm going to start with one that I think is extremely obvious. This man had a stellar career for the entire decade, almost single-handedly fucked it up, I might add. A stellar career, being part of one of the greatest founders, grandfathers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, of heavy metal. It's really kind of a mystery as to why he was still around after they let him go, because he damn near drank and drugged himself to death. But until the great Sharon Osbourne came a-knocking one day at some seedy motel in California, I believe it is, knocked on the door and said, nope, we're going to get you back to work. And this album was born on September 12th of 1980. And it's still by far one of the greatest straight up heavy metal records of all time. And of course, we're talking about the incomparable, the Prince of Darkness, because I'm the Lord of Darkness. You see, he couldn't get that title. We're talking about Blizzard of Ozz. What a killer, dark fucking record. Anything from Mr. Crowley, classics such as I Don't Know, and of course, you know, every fucking person in the world knows Crazy Train. Such a sick record. I'm sure everybody in the house knows at least half of this record. And the ones I mentioned aren't even the best tracks. I mean, shoot, there was Goodbye to Romance. You know, this is the first time the world truly got to hear Randy Rhoads and the brilliance of his guitar playing. So, yeah, had to go ahead and start off with that particular record. Yes, Mouse Bong, abso-fucking-lutely. Ozzy plus Randy Rhoads. Honestly, after Randy Rhoads, I feel like everything was disjointed and really not, against any of Ozzy's guitar players. That, I mean, he's been kind of the master of picking some of the best talent that there is. Jakey Lee, what a great fucking guitar player. Never got enough credit. And then, of course, the great Zakk Wylde and a whole host of others that stepped in and out of his later career. But honestly, I kind of feel like the Ozman really wasn't back in full swing until No Rest for the Wicked. I felt that was a super dark, super heavy record. You had Randy Castillo on drums, Geezer Butler on the bass from Black Sabbath. So how can you go wrong there? And then, of course, an 18-year-old Zakk Wylde. What a killer fucking record. And not to mention, No Rest for the Wicked came out in the same month, September of 1988. It was either 88 or 89. So, let me see here. Got so many comments. I'm dying. My chicken dance idea was fun, wasn't it, Aaron? Yes, we absolutely loved it. It was fantastico. Absolutely love it. Listen to it daily. I mean, how can you not? The Blizzard of Oz definitely still holds up, 40 some fucking years later? It was definitely a pioneering album and really kind of solidified heavy metal at that time. Hey, what's going on there, Austin? Kyler says his pick is Korn the Nothing. There was a couple of Korn records that kind of got past me. So I may have to go back and re-listen to that one if I hadn't really got a chance to listen to it before. So I just might have to do that. Excellent pick, though. Oh, my goodness. Aaron, I had no idea you had a nip slip. Mousebong says, great album. I thought of it as well. Fuck yeah. Cody has this one on vinyl. I do too. The original Jet Records press. I'm never going to let go of that damn thing. Mousebong says, Randy is just the best man. He's like a superhero. He really was. And man, did he go way too soon. That is all I got to say. Yep, I totally agree 1,000% there, sir. No Rest for the Wicked is for sure one of my favorite albums. I mean, it was heavy as fuck. The Ultimate Sin was a great album. Nothing against Jakey Lee, but Zakk brought a heaviness, a chugginess, very much like Randy Rhoads, but in a different way, especially in the style of the way he played. Hells yeah. Well, now the Lord of Darkness is going to take it to the King of Darkness now. This next pick is undeniably, in my opinion, an album that inspires metal across all subgenres. Dare I say a little black metal, a little black and roll, if you will. Yes, I fucking do. Because this band started originally in 1978, but their culmination of one of their most amazing records of all time didn't come until 1984, led by the infamous, the illustrious, the great Manchester himself, King Diamond, before going out on his own, was a part of what I call, especially back in those days, a super fucking band. Because there was just nothing they couldn't do. They were dark, so fucking chuggerific, rifflicious, guitar solos that sounded like Satan himself was coming up from the pit. And then the shrills of the great falsetto of King Diamond himself. And Kim Russ on drums. What a powerhouse of a fucking drummer. propelling classics such as Desecration of Souls, A Dangerous Meeting, Evil, Night of the Unborn, Satan's Fall, the big 12-minute epic. And then, of course, Come to the Sabbath, which is, in my opinion, the best song off this record, known as Don't Break the Oath. This came out on September 7th of 1984. It is essential listening. It is essential listening if you are a King Diamond fan, especially a Merciful Fate fan, because let's face it, Merciful Fate is probably even more so heavy, thrashy, black and roll style, very much just fucking awesome. It's and to some of us, we truly believe that Satan is raised from the abyss whenever this record plays. So hail Satan. It's excellent to see how many of you guys out there in the comment section are so very much as enthusiastic as I am about this record, because it is one that, I mean, I played as a wee little Reaper, little mini Reaper back in the day in 1984, and discovered this record and was hooked for life. So yes, if you guys love King Diamond, but you haven't heard Don't Break the Oath, damn it, pull out the Spotify. I know everybody's got it. Better yet, check out some live footage of them playing, because, oh, unholy shit, so good. So good. All right. We're just trucking along here. Oh, that is so cool to know. Let me see here. I think I missed a few comments going back here. Austin says, I actually listened to The Ultimate Sin for the first time today. Saw the video for it for the first time too. I honestly loved it. It was a great record. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it just didn't. It lacked the darkness. I mean, The Ultimate Sin, first of all, great fucking title, right? Secondly, the cover. You got Ozzy looking like some fucking deranged monster dragon. And then, of course, you know, you got the chick in the spandex with the glowing eyes. I mean, you're going to expect a darker record. It just wasn't dark. But I still liked it. Cody says, my first pick is Black Sabbath Paranoid, September 18th, 1970. And that's exactly why I did not put it on my list. Not because I didn't want to mention it, but because I know that fucking Sabbath record right fucking there is by far one of their finest albums. So many classics, anything from jazz infused, blues infused, a little bit of progginess, dare I say, at the same time. And Ozzy finally found his fucking voice by this record, because honestly, the first record was a little bit for him. Oh yes, Mousebong says, don't break the motherfucking oath, bitch. Exactly right. You don't want to, because you don't want the consequences from the dark ones. Yabelka says, fave album. So great to hear that. Mousebong says, in my top 3 albums ever. Same. And I loved the fuck out of the album Melissa. So for me to say that, yeah, I really kind of felt like Merciful Fate was on the edge of really blasting heavy metal into a new era. Let's see. She says, my essence. Hey, JD, what's going on, brother? We're just talking about some of the greatest metal releases of September. Let's see here. Yabelka, she says, in the name of Satan, the ruler of the earth, the king of the world. Exactly right. All right. Mousebong says, first pick is Nile. See, I knew somebody would bring up Nile as well. Black Seeds of Vengeance. This is the point where the 80s influences are phased out, the tech and fretwork are amped up, and the emphasis shifts to the ancient Egypt influences. Fuck yeah. Excellent pick. And as a matter of fact, I figured it was either you or Beast that would have had that one. So I tried to kind of go all over the map a little bit because, man, whenever we're doing the greatest of any month, and this is actually, I believe, next month will be, we've done the entire year. So many records. Aaron says, King Diamond is a metal god. Well, yeah, most fucking definitely. He is the king of horror metal and satanic metal all at the same time. Can't fucking beat it. Yes, you did. You definitely made it, sir. What I need to know about this in my life. They have King Diamond Funko Pops like $100 online. Son of a bitch. But you know what, though? Take my money, please. Fucking hell. Cody says, Ferris wear boots and all of its greatness. Yes. Electric fucking funeral. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, I fell in love with the wah wah pedal for the second time when I heard Tony Iommi do that on that Absolute fucking Sabbath classic. First time is when I heard Jimi motherfucking Hendrix do it. And he made that shit sing. Let me tell you. Let's see. Kyler says give. I love it. Let's see. Mousebong says, I know, right? I always try to gauge what y'all might pick and try not to pick the same. It's for real. Because we all love a lot of the same, records. And, I mean, we're all big music nerds, and that's fucking fantastic. Oh, you can get the files to 3D print it yourself? Ooh, I might take a crack at that. In that case, I better try to make one of me in my makeup. Dare me to try? All right. Oh, man. Kyler says, oh, Reaper, I finally got my hands on a Terrifier Funko Pop. Yeah. Hopefully it didn't break the bank too much since he's got Terrifier 3 coming out. Oh, shit balls. Okay. So we've been in the 80s for the most part. So I think we'll finish up the 80s portion of what I chose before getting into some of the other ones here. So, man, this was, I believe, the first effort, if I remember correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It can happen. Many bourbons later. You understand? But this next band is beloved for so many fucking reasons. Number one, they represented in basic, just straight up good heavy metal as a no nonsense. I don't give a fuck. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to do what I want to do. Look the way I want to look. And it scared the fuck out of the Christian coalition across the United States. So much that the lead singer ends up leading the charge against censorship of heavy metal. And of course, you probably figured it out already. This was pretty much leading up to one of their greatest albums ever, which was Stay Hungry. I am talking about motherfucking Twisted Sister, Under the Blade. This came out September 18th of 1982. I mean, Dee Snider, 6 foot fucking zoo tall man in drag, in your face, saying I want to rock and everything else, calling everyone sick motherfuckers. It was a fabulous time in the early goings of metal. And this was my type of party band because you had Van Halen, right? Well, Van Halen was your average looking guys that just looked like a bunch of rejects. Fucking Twisted Sister came out and horrified you. You didn't know what the fuck to think, but the moment they started playing suddenly you were like, I'm with this. I can get with this. This is amping me up and I want to destroy. They were definitely had attitude all over this record. Excellent guitar solos, very anthemic tunes that you would expect from Twisted Sister. Not so much like We're Not Gonna Take It, but just, some party anthems on this record before they caught a lot of shit for the Stay Hungry album. But if you are a fan of Twisted Sister before they pussed out, right after the greatest record they ever put out, this album is essential for Twisted Sister listening. Yes. All right. What happened here? Okay. Yes, Under the Blade. Yes. Looks like they were talking about some sort of a debacle on the whole Funko Pop thing. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Kyler says, I remember watching their documentary. And it's a good one, a sad one at the same time. Because like I said, they lost everything that they built up in one fucking record. That's what happens when you listen to what the multi-million-dollar record company tells you what to do, and you do it, and you suddenly check your metal card at the door. If Brother Hoofbeast was here right now, he'd be telling you how unhappy he was, as we all were, at the Come Out and Play record that came out right after a mammoth fucking record, Stay Hungry. Okay. Don't forget, guys, I love it. Some of you have been telling me some of your picks so far. Don't be afraid to let me know. Okay, we're going to go to the year 2013. Mm-hmm. Now, this band started out as a great, great black metal band. Fantastic, in fact. Caught a lot of shit when they decided to go very much black and roll. And in my opinion, the way they do it is really, really well. It is very riffy. So we're talking a lot of bar chords, not a lot of fast, tremolo picking that you would expect from black metal. But you can still tell that the influence is there, but we're talking about very simple drums, guys. Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop. This album is dark as fuck, as you would expect it to be, especially from a black metal band. They're not exactly going to be talking about, hey, let's crack beers and, bang some whores or some shit. Like a lot of these more straight ahead rock and roll metal bands can be. And of course, we're talking about Satyricon. That's right. And this is a self-titled record and just very, very riff heavy, harsh vocals that are very good, with the occasional clean voice as well. I really actually kind of enjoy this record. Because I remember when I think it was a number of shows ago that we were talking about this record, and I listened to the whole thing. I actually dug it. There's a lot of people that don't. They just don't, because, how can you call yourself a black metal band one minute and then a black and roll band the next? Well, I say, fuck you. If it makes them happy, obviously they dig it, and everybody stuck with them for the most part, except for the purists out there of black metal. So, but that came out September 9th of 2013. Very, very good record. If you want to check it out, and you just might dig it. If you don't always like the oh my goodness, the blast beats, what you would normally expect from black metal, you might not like it, but if you want to try to get away from it, you might actually like it better. Still dark as fuck, still awesome, still heavy, just in a different way. So Let's see. Yes, Satyricon. That's right. How could we not mention them? It was a great record. I really enjoyed it. All right, moving on. Let me see. Because I got Hoof Beast in here too. Oh, I think we can definitely talk about this one. When we think of death metal, especially, yes, in 1990. Woo! Death metal in 1990. Pinnacle year for some of the biggest staple death metal bands of all time. And in this case, we're talking about one that I can remember when I first saw the Hit Parader magazine advertisement for Slowly We Rot. And I was just like, this is a band I'm going to probably fall in love with. I need to get with this. I need to check it out. And you know, when I did, it was a marriage forever. Absolutely fucking love it. So I'm talking about Obituary, and it is the album Cause of Death. And this came out in September 19th of 1990. I mean, you had Death, you had so many. Deicide was coming around. Cannibal Corpse was starting to come up and rise. Such a wonderful time to be in death metal at that point. This was one of the most pinnacle records. Very, very harsh, aggressive vocals. Very fast, dare I say, a little thrashy at times. Very fast picking, lightning speed guitar solos. Just a great record. Yep, Mousebong, you are absolutely correct. Pretty sure that would be a beast pick as well. As a matter of fact, it was so funny because I was talking to him earlier before he suddenly caught a nasty bug that I said, yeah, I had this one too. I'm like, but you know what, though? I have so many. It's like, go ahead and take it. So just a great record if you love good old-fashioned death metal with a lot of thrash influence. Definitely check this out. And if you're a fan of Slowly We Rot, you're going to dig that as well. Yes, I agree, Mousebong. September does have a ton. And I could not get them all. I mean, like I said, fucking Motorhead puts out a record literally every year, never stopped. So it was kind of like, we already know that Lemmy is the demigod and he always puts out good shit. So I kind of left that out. I wanted to get a little more obscure, a little bit classic, a little bit obscure at the same time. Ooh, there you go. 9 Inch Nails, The Fragile, a tonal shift from the tornado of Downward Spiral, very, very much so, to a more introspective and personal sound. The Day the World Went Away is such a powerful track, among others. Yes. It was definitely people, I hate to say it, but many people, and obviously the dumbass critics were always saying how much of a depressive record The Fragile was. And you know, not the first time they ever stepped on, you know, the balls of an artist and say that, oh, well, you know, boo-hoo. It's like, no, we want another Downward Spiral record. Well, that's not what he wanted to put out. It was a little bit more emotional. He was going through a lot of shit. It comes out in an artist, people. Leave him the fuck alone. Damn it. Not to mention, we always want to create, and sometimes, you know, it kind of comes away from what people are used to hearing. All right. So we got a few more here for you. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. Only because I actually missed one. Son of a bitch. All right. So I don't have to hurt my own feelings right away because Hoofbeast unfortunately chose a band that he knows I hate. And then I have to try to say something nice about it. Gotta love it. But anyways, I'm sure you guys figured out what that is. But no, I want to talk about a band that inspired so much in the 90s and into the 2000s. Black metal at its root. But I don't know. People keep trying to say gothic metal. I mean, just because it has keys and stuff, and sometimes they do some thematic stuff, I just would rather call it symphonic black metal, basically. Although you add in, a female singer who does a lot of clean vocals behind in different sections of the tunes, and I mean, maybe that does make it gothic. And of course, they're dressed, very gothically style. But this is a band that was kind of hard. I think for a lot of people to put in a box. And let's face it, nobody on this fucking earth sounds quite like Danny fucking Filth, man. He is a legend. I don't know how he does what he does, but on September 22nd of 2017, Cradle of Filth released Cryptoriana, The Seductive of Decay. Definitely a super strong record and a very well balanced record, I might add. It had a nice balance as some of the records previous between the keys, the symphonic piece of this band. It's not so much so in your face that it covers up like the riffing. This was a heavier record. I took the nod from several people to really give some of those later records another try because, after they lost Nicholas Barker as their main drummer, not because, he left, it's because they got rid of him. But I didn't like the two new additions that came right after Cruelty and the Beast. But I'm starting to see that some of these later records are actually pretty damn heavy. I really do enjoy it. They got a new album coming out sometime between now and next year. I think it will be 2025. I'll have to keep up because I'm still trying to get that interview, damn it. As soon as they're fucking not touring, because every time I check in, they're on tour. I'm like, God damn it. Let's talk about the record. Anyways, we should have a new Cradle record soon. But this album is definitely essential listening for any Cradle of Filth fan. I like it. The female vocalist, her voice is so dark and beautiful that just makes you melt. So if you haven't given this one a listen, please do. All right, moving right along. So now I get to hurt myself a little bit. Hoofbeast, for some reason, he's found love with some of the records by a little proggy metal band that thinks their shit don't stink and everybody else sucks compared to them. Of course, we're talking about Dream Theater. Yeah, never thought I would see myself discussing fucking Dream Theater. Let's see if I should have the graphic here. There it is. So this particular record came out in September 18th. Wow. Seems like a lot of really, really notable records come out somewhere between the 7th and the 19th of September. And this one came out in 2013. So I believe The original drummer is there, who is definitely a more metal guy. He is very technical, obviously very technical proficient, but he's more of a basher. And between him and Mangini, although I like Mangini a little bit more because he's more dynamic, this record definitely compared to some of them, I think is a bit heavier. I'm just not a Dream Theater fan. I never cared for the vocals. So, I have to have the total package just because the band is uber fucking smart. So technically proficient. I mean, they have great, let's face it, they have great musicians. They do. But again, can't honestly say on a radio station, and especially now that a lot of that shit's considered classic rock, you don't hear Dream Theater being played on the radio. You don't hear the average metalhead walking down the street going, damn, that Dream Theater record was fantastic. I'm sorry. If you like them, if that is your shit, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of different avant-garde proggy style metal bands that I do dig. Gojira. There are so many other bands that I feel just do it better, and it appeals to me more because it's a bit heavier. To me, they always kind of struck me as not necessarily a hair band. It seemed like they were trying to compete with Queensryche, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Queensryche, but personally, I think Queensryche is better. Just heavier. There was groove. With Dream Theater, you don't get a lot of groove. But if you are a fan of that type, this album is definitely essential for you. So I'm not going to completely crap on it. At least I tried not to. I'm trying to stay impartial. Doesn't always work when it comes to Dream Theater. Sorry. All right. That wasn't so painful that I couldn't get through it. Let's see here. Cody gave us a good one. Power Slave, September 3rd, 1984. Iron fucking Maiden. I get down to the real classics every fucking day. I really do. With the blazing track of Aces High, 2 minutes to midnight. If you haven't gotten down to that, something's wrong with you. It is fan-fucking-tastic. Let's see here. Mouse Monk said, I found Cryptoriana to be sort of a deathish black sound, a little bit orchestral. Yeah, for sure. It was still heavier to me. I think it's because of the production, the balance to where the keys didn't overshadow the heaviness of what was going on there. It's definitely not a slow record. I'm going to give Dream Theater another chance one of these days. The fans are just annoying. Like I said, in 20, 25, almost 30 years, I've never heard anyone say, damn, that new Dream Theater album is just a kicker. I love it. It's a banger. I just don't. So if you've been pestered by fans of Dream Theater, I'm so sorry. I can only imagine. They must be very pretentious. Oh, goodness. Cody says, I was going to say Dream Theater just to fuck with you. No, it was legit. He picked a Dream Theater record, so therefore I had to do it. Love you, brother. Let's see. Cody says, that's how I feel about Slayer. It's the vocals. That's why I'm saying people should be more into the Kerry King record. Unholy shitballs. I love it. I think that new Kerry King record is really not that bad. Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 songs that are kind of forgettable. Unfortunately, I don't know if he was just trying to throw so much out there that it was kind of like a, if it's not on there, I don't want to do it kind of thing. But, there's a lot of really, really good songs at the same time. So, again, I'm going to be an advocate. Check out the Kerry King record for Slayer fans because man, it's fucking good stuff. Okay. There is another one here that Brother Hoofbeast has on the list. I just need to make sure that I got the thing for it. Let me just double check. Oh, shit. Almost forgot about this one. We had a Mastodon record come out. The Blood Mountain. I've talked about this record very passionately in the past. Actually, both of us have. Mastodon people, and I can't believe a lot of people don't realize this. Mastodon is a fantastic fucking doom metal band. They are fucking doom metal, but they have a lot of straight ahead metal that goes into it as well. Just awesome stuff. You can chill to it. It's groovy. It's got slow grooves, lots of chugging, excellent fucking vocals. To me, the Blood Mountain album is one of the pinnacle albums of the Mastodon catalog. You know, you'll love it. I dare I say Pallbearer fans would really dig some of Mastodon as well. I could be crossing the line there, but I said it, and I got to stick to it. So definitely, if you're a doom metal fan, check this fucking record out. It's great. Blood Mountain. A lot of good tracks on there. Let me see. I got a comment here. Austin says, that's how I felt when Justin Bieber first came out. All the girls I went to school with were crazy about him. Meanwhile, I thought his voice was too squeaky. I mean, he started out, his career very, very early. He was a child. It was kind of unheard of that this many people got behind him the way they did, even through all his throwing tantrum shit throughout into his 20s. The guy still came out. I mean, he's made his millions. Good for him. But I mean, that was a record company's idea of cashing in, and it worked, obviously. There we go. Crack the Sky was my introduction to Mastodon. I still jam to Oblivion. Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome. We've talked about that record. I think we did a whole show. If you look back in the tracks of the damn catalog on Morgrad Entertainment, we've done a Mastodon, probably I would say like the best of Mastodon. That's an excellent fucking record also. Excellent choice, brother. Okay, I think I got one more. I do. It is a honorable mention. How can we not talk about some of the best records to come out in the month of September throughout these 50 years of metal and not talk about Celtic Frost, Cold Lake? We have talked about this record in great length many times. So you guys already know that this album fucking jams. Let me just pull it up because I somehow didn't write it down. So I can get the date here for you. Okay, 1988. It was released on September the 1st of 1988. Definitely, it was their fourth record, and they are an extreme metal band. Now, of course, they put out a record that really kind of wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm thinking of a different record. Okay, this is why I wanted to do this one. This one is the one that almost got their metal card revoked because they went hair metal style. That's why we talked about this record. You got to remember, folks, I'm almost a half a century old. Honestly, I would say don't listen to this because this was not one of the better records for them. because this is not the Celtic Frost that we were used to. This was a bump in the road. So that's why I found it worth mentioning, just because of that. To give everybody a good laugh, especially if everybody had a bad Monday like I did. Monday sucked. Monday sucked big time. There's a good one. Yes. Alice in Chains, Dirt on, wow, the 29th of 92. By far will always be my favorite album by them. You had Them Bones, Rain When I Die, Rooster. There's not a single person in the Attic section that can honestly tell me that they don't know this record. If you don't, you need to get your ass over to, I don't know, any record store, buy the motherfucker on vinyl, and wear it the fuck out. Lane Staley's greatest performance yet on an Alice in Chains record. Thank you for bringing that up. Such a good one. Austin, you're hilarious. He goes, there's a reason Garfield can't stand Mondays. Well, you know, the worst things happen on Mondays, don't they? Like always. Yes. Sepultura Chaos AD. September the 2nd of 93. That was a really good decade in metal, even though we saw so many legends kind of like fall to the wayside. Bands like this rose and brought some fucking sickness with them, let me tell you. Yes. Man in the Box, absolutely. Great song, but that was on their first record. So, I mean, everybody still gets down to that song today even. Yes. And this is one of those I wish that they would record over again. Have the fucking Cavalera brothers redo it like they've been redoing some of the other ones. Because I'm pretty sure this one hasn't been redone yet. Because obviously sound quality, the production back then, not the greatest. But still just a sick fucking record. So many excellent records came out during the month of September. There was a Sabbath record that came out in September, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it because they maybe just didn't like it that much. I thought it was a good record in certain ways. Certain songs were really good. Although at the same time, that record known as Never Say Die by Black Sabbath, it was the last one featuring Ozzy on vocals. It was written for Ronnie James Dio. So I wonder if people would have liked it better if it was Ronnie James doing the vocals on it. But there are some good songs on there. Junior's Eyes, the title track, Never Say Die, definitely Sabbathy, big chords. It was a banger of a tune. Just not dark and dreary. Definitely not a doom-laden record, but I still feel that it's a decent record in their catalog from that decade of Ozzy. So, all right. Well, that was just a glimpse, guys, of, you know, a few albums that we really felt stood out over the years that have come out in the month of September. You guys have given some awesome fucking choices as well. Loved it. So maybe if some of the ones that I've mentioned here tonight, or Mouse Bong and, Cody there that suggested a few albums, if you haven't heard them before, give them a try. There's a reason that they end up getting celebrated 30 years later, 20 years later, 40 years later. Some of these records are just that good because they stand the test of time. And that's why people still talk about them to this day. And I hate to say it, even the bad ones. Like, oh yeah, remember that that one Rat record? Yeah, it was fucking terrible. Cinderella? But nonetheless, hopefully you guys had a good time hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to check on Brother Hoofbeast to see what in the unholy fuck is going on with him. I'm sure he will be fine and should be back rocking by this Saturday's goddamn program. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be doing the horror barbecue this week or not. I got to check with my co-pilot Carnage and see if we can't squeak one out for you, because we do have a couple of really, really good films that we were going to discuss that I think you'll definitely enjoy. We were going to do Critters and Gremlins. Which one was better? Cage match of the century, as we just got done celebrating Killer Cox being filmed this past weekend. I will definitely send all the love and support to Hoofbeast. Trust me, I'm sure it's there's just a bug going around, something silly. I don't know. But definitely stay tuned to the Morgrat Entertainment Network page, Reaper's Underground page, because I still plan on having a guest this week. So we're going to check in and see if we can't make that happen. So definitely go back, listen to some of these records, and, think about the month of September as it leads us into the unholy month of Halloween, October, because there's even better ones that come out then. So until next time, guys, keep one foot on the ground and one in the fire. Spit in the eye of all authority. And while you do it, stay heavy.